Is it voice meter?
Hello, hello. There we go. Now we should have audio.
Testing 1, 2. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us? Throw it.
Hello, hello. There we go.
Okay.
Now we should have
Good
audio.
deal. So if you can
All right.
mute that. Okay, sorry about that technical difficulties.
All right.
As we were saying,
We will explain. Hello, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm back.
And, floods just don't work out very well for anybody.
No, not at all.
So
yeah, my basement flooded. So the regular studio is
it's gone. It's over.
It'll
It's
in
be back.
disarray
It'll be
for the
back.
moment.
Yeah.
So Bobby was kind enough to let us use his studio.
Thank you so much for that. And so we scrambled, got on a jet, and flew halfway around the world, at least to California.
Yep, exactly.
Appreciate the effort.
Yeah, so thanks, Bobby, for letting us use the Bad Axe studio. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
It.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. So we do have Sean coming up at some point.
Yep. He was
And-
live streaming, and so we'll give him a minute.
Yep, exactly. So just so you guys know, we don't have our normal monitor here because we have a big monitor so we can see the chat and we can see our guest.
Correct.
And so we don't have that today. So we can't read the live chat from the monitor really. So we're gonna be checking our phones to try to chat with you guys.
Yep.
But these are also on a delay. So
Yeah.
we
But
also
there
have,
he is.
we've got our guest here. Let's bring him in.
And he was
How we doing, fellas? I love the CGI background. That's
CGI, what are you talking about? This is 2 plane tickets to San Francisco and then an hour-long drive.
exactly.
So
that is fantastic. I think Bobby's going to throw you a copyright strike or something. But
Bobby says he loves it. So we were
Yeah.
just explaining to everybody. I'm not sure if you heard, but well, you know about the basement. You saw the post that I did.
yeah,
And
man.
so we're gonna have
Blood.
to read the chat off of our phones because we don't have our normal monitor.
Yeah.
We're trying to read this off of a laptop that's about 3 feet away. So
and if you don't
So we
mind,
just-
I can pitch in and read and chat. I can.
yes,
So-
you know what? Actually, please do. That would help.
Because
out
we're
a
the
ton.
ones that have to drink this horrible, horrible whiskey that you sent us. It's actually probably pretty good. We'll see where it goes.
I'm going to be really curious to see how this goes. So I have intentionally given you guys a quite difficult blind. So I thought,
Okay, that's good.
Since I have the opportunity, I will say that I think that all of it's pretty good whiskey. But there's a mix of things in there. So,
Okay.
without further ado, let me get my questions up here. So what we'll do first,
Okay.
guys, is we'll go through a nosing, and what I want you guys
Okay.
to do on the nose alone, is guess bourbon, rye, American single malt, or Scotch. I'm going to throw those two together
Okay.
because they smell
Sure.
quite similar sometimes, or rum. So those are the options. So
I
again,
didn't know what we were getting ourselves into when we signed up for this.
Yeah.
when he said he was sending samples. Okay, so first of all, Sean, you know what? And we're gonna go full screen so we can see you a little bit better. Just makes it, I don't know, something about communicating when you can actually see the person. So why don't you just you do the chat solely, and we'll just go by whatever if you don't mind.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
The other question is, are we drinking all 6 of these?
Yes, all of them. Hopefully, all of you guys got all those in your glass.
Do you have any more Glens?
Nope.
Okay, there's one more right there.
That's okay.
So we don't have them poured yet because we weren't sure if all 6 of them went together in one blind or if
Yeah, this is a
Okay.
crazy 6-way blind. I know. What kind of madman would do such a thing?
right.
Yeah. So while you guys are doing that, I'll read through some of your chat here.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right, let me scroll up to the top here. I suppose you guys have read some of that. Can I just everybody saying hello? So we got see your Bobby, OG Brick, of course, Greg saying hi to everybody else. Hatfield Barbecue, that sounds awesome. I'm all about that. 99 Perspectives Photography saying hello. Shred Word in the house as well. Baker Drinks. Let's see here. No sound. Okay, I guess you guys have clearly fixed that problem. Brian Vaughn saying what's up. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Bobby excited about the background as he should be. What a great background that is. I suppose you guys have already talked about it, but if you're not subscribed to Bad Axe Bourbon, hop on over there, show some love.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shred saying 56. Heck yeah. Of course, the fire station number of Bobby there. Good
Boom.
stuff.
Right there.
Boom. I was gonna wear my shirt, but I thought that may be a little bit too much. So Representing
Bobby's
both
saying-
channels.
Bobby saying that
Fancy.
set looks very familiar indeed. Love it. Yeah.
All right,
then-
so I don't have the F, but I'll deal with it.
Oh, here.
No, it's
Oh,
fine.
you got all. Okay.
Yep.
So Greg's, we're short one glass.
So
So he'll have to maybe just kill one
yeah,
of
I'll
those.
kill one and then pour the F.
Okay.
okay.
But I can smell it out of the bottle.
There we go.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. So
Yep.
Greg has a handicap of sorts.
Right. Hey, Sean, I actually, before we get into this, I wanted to ask you, because you've got a special live stream coming up.
I
On
do.
Friday. You've got some sort of a giveaway, a fundraiser. What's that? Because I don't actually know what it's all about.
Okay.
I saw the some comments on it. So
Yeah.
So for some reason, I'm getting a phone call from my mother of all people right now. Of course, she doesn't know I'm live, but that's okay. Mom's gonna have to wait. Sorry, Mom. All right, so I'll try and go through this as quick as possible so we can get into the blind. But so here's the deal. So mid-June, June 16th, me and my wife are going to be going down to Florida, and the reason for that visit is because my niece is having pretty severe back surgery. So she has very, very bad scoliosis. I'm trying to bring up a picture right now so you guys can see the deal here. Give me a second. My phone's doing slow things. All right. So first off, this is my niece, just her. That's my baby girl there.
Nice.
Yeah. So I kind of helped raise her because my cousin. It's actually my cousin's daughter. I call her my niece, but
Sure,
yeah.
sure.
So
Yep.
nonetheless, so she's been in our lives a lot. They are down in Florida, and that's where we moved from. Now I'm trying to find the picture of her back. There we go. So you never know it. She never complains about back problems, but this is what her back looks like. When I saw the X-rays, I was like, "How?" It's like one of the most insane
Oh
things
my
I've ever
God.
seen.
Wow. That's my mother has something very similar. She has one of the worst cases of scoliosis, and it's just terrible pain for her all the time.
Yeah, and surprisingly, Zoe has never complained. But and then they kind of found this out at school. They were and I didn't know they still did this, but they checked kids for scoliosis, and the nurse had her bend over and check her back, and the nurse was like, "Are you doing something wrong? Like, what's going on here? Like, we can't figure out what's going on with your spine." She's like, "You need to straighten up," and she's like, "I am," and then that's how they found
Jeez.
out.
Wow. How old is she?
She's 13, going to be 14 near the end of the year.
Okay.
So yeah, and she's been a trooper, man. She's not afraid. She's ready to do it. And so the downside though is she won't be mobile for about a month.
Okay.
Because of the surgery and things. So me and my wife are going down there to help kind of take care of her. And we had everything planned out to do that, all the funds set aside. And then last Thursday, my wife lost her job. So that was a fun surprise. But I already had these commitments to my family, and they can't take off additional time. They're already taking off a week, and that's all they can do. So I didn't want to say no. I mean, we already had these commitments, and it's my niece, and so we're going anyway. And I was just going to raise a little bit of funds on my own, and then this community just reached out. I honestly cannot thank everybody enough. Like, it's been amazing. Like this week, you guys just wow.
Wow, that's cool. So
Ben Whiskey Uncensored suggested a big bottle giveaway, and then everybody just started chipping in, and so that is what Friday will be. Friday will be just raising funds to kind of help me take care of my family. And just so you guys know, anything that's more than what we need, I probably will give to my cousin to help them out, because they're going to be losing money to take off time. So either way, it's all going to kind of help my family. So thank you, everybody, first of all. And I mean, so many of you have just reached out and say, "Hey, I'll donate a bottle," or have already donated money. This week has been pretty emotional, honestly, like in a good way.
I would imagine. Yeah.
You guys have been amazing. Yeah. So thank you.
So are you having are you doing some bottle giveaways? People can throw like $5 into the Venmo or $20 into the Venmo, and that gets some chances to win bottles?
Yeah, so it'll be PayPal and Cash App. Those are the two that I use. I hope that everybody has at least one of those. So Friday night, there's going to be some crazy bottles. I'm going to be posting the list probably tomorrow. I know for sure there's a Joseph Magnus cigar batch in there. There's a Stag Junior in there. Blanton's. There's 1792 single barrel Toddy's pick, which is pretty great. Memory's not great, but I'll throw up the full list in my community chat tomorrow. There's a few bottles I'm still waiting to hear on. But yeah, there's got to be something like 15 bottles right now. And nice. There's some really, really great bottles in there. So, and again,
we could probably come up with a couple of bottles that we could donate, and then you could do the raffle, and whoever wins, we could send it to them on your behalf.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you guys have bottles that you want to, I would very much appreciate it. And I mean, that
absolutely,
said,
for sure.
Nobody like killed themselves for me. Like, I mean, I feel like a lot of people have done a lot already, and like at this point, I almost like feel guilty, like it's too much. But yeah. Thank you.
It's for a good cause. I think it'll be a good time. So yeah, we'll come up with something. We'll see if we got something that's kind of special. Maybe, a cool store pick from around here or something like that we could donate that maybe people don't have access to or something.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I guess like I always kind of feel like an idiot, and so like just the fact that everybody's reached out the way they have, I kind of feel like undeserving. But you guys have been just freaking amazing. I don't really have the words to express it. Yeah, you guys, you're the best.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. That's why we're all in this community, because we all support each other.
Yep, for sure. And I'll be looking forward to that because we've got a grad party here on Saturday. So we're going to be cleaning the garage and doing all that stuff. So hopefully I'm done by the time you go live. I should be.
Yep.
And that'll be a nice chance to sit down and relax and have a bourbon and partake in the festivities. So looking forward to that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
And I guess I didn't announce the time, but it's 8:30 Eastern on my channel, Whiskey Wars. Yeah. So.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you again, everybody. Yeah, but now let's have some fun, shall we?
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So again, the first challenge is guessing on the nose on these 6.
And by the way, nose, if you get it correct, is worth 2 points. So 2 points per one you get right. So we're guessing either bourbon, rye, American single malt, or Scotch. I'll give you some leeway on that one, or rum are the options.
So we're doing these one at a time,
just go through each one, and here's
so
what
go through each one and then guess, or just nose it and then guess.
Yes, nose and guess. I'm sorry, and we'll alternate who goes first. That way,
Sure.
So we'll start. Greg, you look ready to guess already, right?
I think I know what A is.
Okay.
Now
I'm not so sure. Now I'm reluctant.
This is going to be interesting because this is something like when we do our proof points, we'll try to guess, but we know we know the 5 bourbons, and we're usually pretty good about guessing which one's which. But it's amazing how easily you can. This is me already putting up excuses, by the way. Yeah. How easily you can.
Sure. This is hard.
Even we had some scotches that have a bourbon barrel influence that we've said have some caramely vibes.
So while this is very bourbony and it's in the bourbon style, there's a fair amount of vanilla. I think this is a rye.
I agree.
I think it's a rye.
That's the exact same thing. I got a little bit of spice, and that vanilla is fairly prominent.
And I just want to be clear, you guys are both on glass A, correct?
Glass A, yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are both going rye on A?
Yep.
Final answer. Okay. Fair enough. Let's move on to glass 2.
They say you're supposed to smell the inside of your elbow to clear your palate, your nose palate.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
It can be.
All right, you get to go first on this one. But let me
just real quick. Bobby said to me, I just want to read this because I appreciate it. Sorry, brother. This is the first I'm hearing about it. Put me down for a bottle too. I'll see what I got. Hey, Bobby, thank you, man. And again, thank you, this whole community. I'm like, you guys, freaking rock stars. Yeah, you guys are the best.
What are we thinking?
This doesn't smell right to me.
Doesn't smell right, isn't it? It's like bad, or what do you mean?
No, I mean it doesn't smell like bourbon. It doesn't smell like rye.
Yeah,
If this isn't rum, it's got to be a weird craft or Texas.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking like peach finished or something. Like,
Okay. We're definitely on
Very
glass
dark.
B, correct? Glass B.
yeah, we're on B.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would, since you said that there's potentially a rum in here, that wouldn't surprise me if this does not smell like a traditional.
It's not
Okay.
a bourbon note.
And if that's a single malt,
Yeah, there's maybe some.
it's got to be finished in something because the color on that is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
you could convince me this is either Scotch or American single malt, finished in some sort of a weird cask.
If there's potentially a rum in this thing so far, I'm getting it on this. It reminds me of a buddy of mine made some homemade rum.
Okay.
And the other thing is I know nothing about rum. I haven't never
Yeah.
drank rum neat except for that one homemade rum that my buddy made.
Gotcha.
And this is reminding me a little bit of that. Or maybe it's just something youthy because that was a particularly youthy.
All right. So what
Or
are
is this
what-
something
what-
grainy from Texas or like Balmorea or something crazy like that that's just got a weird taste to it?
I
Now,
do
can
have
we
a-
go back and change our mind? Like if I get to
so-
this, I'm like, oh no, that's rum.
So here's the thing. We're going to go through the nose, get all that done, and then we're going to go through the palate, same questions again, and we're going to see if you change your answers. That's the fun. of it.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So
Okay,
so
I'm gonna go with the rum on this one. If there's a rum in the bunch, that smells
Greg?
off to me.
I'm gonna go with single malt.
okay.
Finished. I think it's finished in some sort of cask. So
It could be that way. I was saying if it was a single malt, it's definitely influenced by something. All right.
well, we should probably pick up the pace, otherwise we're gonna make for some amazingly riveting YouTube
No,
content.
I think you guys are doing well. Also, got a few people popping in here. Peter White in the house, as are the Turks and Tater Dom. Baker Drinks.
Are you slammered?
Ryan Frank also here. Cheers to him. And Are You Slammered also in the house. Sorry I'm late. You must be drinking Texas whiskey tonight.
Yeah, you'll notice that we're actually in California and Bobby's bar, and Bobby's not even here.
Yeah.
I cannot say whether or not there is Texas stuff in here, but we will reveal shortly for sure.
I will tell you that batch C is Plato, and I don't mean the ancient philosopher. I mean the toy.
So C,
whatever you call it.
on C, you're getting a Plato note.
Yeah, and that's typically from somewhere south of Dallas. If I'm honest, you
Okay.
get that.
I'm not getting that as much. If this is a Texas whiskey, this is not bad on the nose. It doesn't have as much funk.
Yeah, I think C is a Texas whiskey.
I feel like I would do better if I could nose all of them in a row and then go back, for comparison.
Okay.
This is very
Nobody's
challenging.
going to stop you.
Yeah. You can do that.
Oh, we can do that?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to kind of do a quick nosing while in between we're talking, yeah, whatever you want to do.
Well, that just
Oh,
allows them to.
Jesus God, what is that?
Yeah, that's Texas. Yeah.
No, I might have been wrong on the rum one.
Yep, there's your rum is D. The less said about that, the
Okay, so
Now I didn't say there's only I did not say there's only one rum, to be fair.
I know. Ooh.
Actually, I didn't say there's any rum, technically. I just said that it's a possibility.
I think there's a
I
rum.
think okay, you're first on C.
C, I think, is a Texas whiskey. It doesn't come across as bourbony. Maybe it's a Texas rye. So I'm gonna go there.
So which one are you going with then?
C, a Texas rye. It's a rye.
Rye, okay. And Ben, what thoughts?
Yeah, he's on.
I'm inclined to agree with Greg, but I'm getting, I don't know. This is so weird. I'm going to, just to be different, I'm going to say that that's a bourbon, but it might be Texas or it might be finished of some sort.
Okay, fair enough.
It's definitely,
Go ahead. Baker's Drinks.
almost getting different.
I'm sorry.
I feel like B was so different to me that it's throwing me off on the next one. You know what I mean?
Baker's Drink says, I know that note, not my favorite. Also, Chris Tats and Mr. Whiskey Shits checking in. Cheers to both you guys. Good to see you. Coffee in hand here from Chris. There you go. Yeah. And Aiden also here. I'm here to skate fast, and I can't read the rest of that. Cheers, buddy. Cheers to you.
Oh God. What the hell is D?
D is a rum.
That's also what she said, but
yeah, that's it. Yeah, D is definitely something weird.
But what kind of weird? Now, again, this is going to be a different category, but we're going to have finished or not finished in another questioning section. So
these all smell finished to me.
Yeah.
So what do we have any final answers?
So
on D?
am I first on D?
Sure.
Color
also that's what she said, but continue. We need your button. Where's the
Yeah, I didn't get the whole setup because
I know.
I didn't want to bring it to California with me.
Right. It's tough to set up on the table.
That smells so weird to me. I'm going rum.
Okay.
I don't know why, but these all super weird whiskeys because these all smell very, very weird.
They do. I'm not getting traditional bourbon notes on anything.
I definitely picked some weirder stuff there. That's
okay.
True.
All right. Well,
do you know what I was kind of waiting for? Mm-hmm. Is for like these to all be super, super weird off profile to get me all screwed up.
And I think
then
we're there.
Throws in like an Old Forester.
No, I think we're there.
Comes after the truffle pig.
Can I borrow your F glass?
A, B, C,
the last.
D, E, F. Yeah.
I can't smell anything out of the bottle itself. So.
Oh, okay. So yeah, D is. I'm gonna go. I might have to change my mind on which one was it. B that I thought was the rum.
Well, we're gonna taste.
Oh no! You know what? Which one did I say rum on, Sean?
The D. This current one we're on.
No, but didn't I say rum on a previous one?
Yes, you did. I think
which one was it?
It was glass B, I believe.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to change that because now going from that back to this,
okay,
it doesn't smell as weird and off.
So what?
But D is. I'm gonna go rum for D.
Okay, and Greg, your answer, D. Rum also on rum. D. Okay.
Yep.
So Ben, going back then to glass B, you said you want to change it.
Maybe not. I don't. This is so weird.
All right, we got to get to the tasting.
Well, I'll just leave it for now because I'm excited to get to the tasting. I feel like that's when I'll change my mind.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
are we ready for glass E?
Ooh, this is definitely a single malt or Scotch, but do they make Texas single malts?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely single malt. This is more traditional, like maybe not even finished.
Okay.
Yeah. Single malt.
So you're going single malt.
Yeah.
On E. And Ben, thoughts?
If this is a single malt, I would say it's finished.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, let's go with that. But that smells Texas-y to me too.
Okay. Interesting. All right. And finally,
this one I feel is like it's a really down the middle smell where it's almost like it could go in a few different directions. Yep. It doesn't like jump out as anything crazy. So it kind of walks that fine line where it's like when you're overthinking it, you're gonna like, well, am I getting the brown sugar? And then you think about it like, oh well, there, now I just got it because I'm thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on to the last one.
So you're both sticking with single malt then on that.
Yeah.
This is definitely the F is a single malt.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting off of this one.
I'll let
Very
you pass the glass to Greg after your. So definitely sticking with single malt on.
Really finished. F is really finished though. like a sherry cask type finished.
So
single malt.
remember, if you are going to go single malt Scotch, it can be American single malt or Scotch. That's kind of that category. So is that what you're both sticking with then, or are you going to go another
Yes.
direction?
I'm going to go single malt on that one. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
same.
God, we're going to just make absolute fools of ourselves.
Maybe they're all bourbons, and we know nothing.
If they are, they're freaking weird. Whatever D is.
D is weird for the record.
It's,
All right.
it's definitely, like I was saying, it's an overthinking it because you're looking for flavor notes. And as soon as you think of them, then you're going to get it in some way, shape, or
All
form.
right, now
So
the
let's
part of
do it.
the
So Wolf E is saying, I bet they are all Texas whiskeys finished in a very very different types of barrels. We will see. We will just see. I only said that because
think-
they aren't reading the chat.
yeah.
Blinds are hard, Aiden says. Indeed. All right, now we're gonna move on to tasting.
Okay.
So first thing we're guessing, guys, and then we will get back to categories here in a minute. But first thing we're guessing as we go through is proof point. And if you're within 10 points, that is 1 point. If you're within 5, that's 2 points. And if you nail the proof point, that is worth 3 points. So
Okay.
let's get it.
So we're not guessing what this is for the first round?
That's
Or
correct.
are we guessing? I want to guess what the category is and what the proof point
You
is.
can,
and if
yeah.
it's finished.
If you want to jump ahead to category, proof point. If you want to do them all at once, you can do that.
I think that would almost be easier because then
Yeah.
by the time you go back,
Okay.
However you guys want to do it, whatever you're
Right.
comfortable
Well,
with
let's see.
doing. Okay.
Very dark, aggressive. A lot of coffee.
that's got a nice that
Heavy char.
I like this.
I like it. Yeah.
That's interesting. I genuinely like
it's
this.
probably Balmaria. I think it's high proof.
Okay.
I think it's 118 proof. Yeah, 118.
118.
I'm gonna
says
go-
Greg.
I don't know if I'm getting quite that high. I'm gonna go like a 110.
Okay.
I'm still sticking with the rye.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that that's finished. It could be. Here's my thing with, because I do feel like this is a rye, or it's very high rye if it's a bourbon.
Yep.
Okay.
We don't really much have experience with finished ryes.
That's what I was
We haven't
thinking.
really had a lot of
yeah,
those.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a fairly high proof rye.
So you're both going rye on.
Both going rye. I'm going 110 for proof.
I should have guessed 116.8 if I'm honest, because I think I know
You think
what
it's rare breed?
I think it's
I
a
was
rare breed
kind of
rye.
wondering too. It's a,
but I'll stick with 118.
Okay. All right. And you're sticking with 110, Ben?
yep.
Okay. And do we want to get in? You both said not finished, or you?
I'm not getting finishing notes.
I'm gonna go not finished.
right.
Okay.
Or well, maybe oak finished. How about that?
Right. Okay. All right.
I always
so-
thought that'd be fun to be on Matt Madness. Now I'm glad we've never been invited.
I've never actually watched an episode.
Well, because it's kind of like this, where
Oh,
you have
well, yeah,
to guess
yeah.
from blind samples, and
Yeah.
if there are
Yeah,
more than
I-
24 people watching,
Yeah, I would bomb for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Baker Drink says, I love Wild Blinds. They have a rye finish in peated Scotch, and it's impossible to guess. Yeah, I would imagine so, man.
You
All
love
right.
what blinds?
He said he loves
Scotch?
Wild Blinds.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay,
All
so
right.
number 2. What did I say for B? Is this the one I thought was a rum?
I think it's
Yeah.
You
I
did
said-
initially think this was a rum, yes.
and I said it was single malt but finished. And I still think that.
Oh, I'm still going rum. I'm getting that weird sugary, like a very odd sort of.
I kind of agree with you. There is a
On the nose, it's changing for me.
Okay.
is number 2 a tequila?
No.
Having not drank a tequila in 20 something years, I don't actually know.
I will say that the categories that I mentioned earlier, it has to be one of those.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Then
Yeah.
he was
So
gonna
yeah,
tell-
that's still reminding me of that homemade rum that my friend made, and that could be I could be totally off because again, that's the only rum I've ever sipped, and he made it in his garage. So I could be totally wrong, but it tastes like that,
Huh,
and so
okay.
that's why I think that might be rum because I don't know what rum tastes like on its
So,
own.
so you're still going rum on B.
But would you have really thrown 2 rums in? Because
I-
whatever D is,
I cannot tell
fucking
you.
weird. Whoops, I
cannot
said the
tell
F word
you.
on our live stream. Okay,
So
I'm going not finished rum.
okay,
Hey, David.
and proof point.
Oh,
90.
Okay, 90. All right.
It's not coming across as aggressive.
93.
Okay, and what do you think it is, Greg? And finished or not?
I think it is a single malt finished in peach brandy casks.
Jeez, he's getting specific.
Interesting. That's
Maybe
very
it's a rye
subtle.
finished in rum casks.
There you go.
So is finished. Okay,
Whatever it is, it tastes like homemade rum.
fair enough. All right, guys, are we ready for C?
See.
Yep. Let's do it.
Also, while you guys are sipping on that, Brothers in Bond says hi, fellas, and
Oh,
JAC,
David, what's up?
JAC also saying cheers all. Brothers in Bond saying getting any salmon on the palate. Is in the like maybe like an Isla Scotch kind of thing.
David, you might not be far off on letter D here.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's an old school inside joke between us and him about getting the salmon note.
I'm doing a quick pour of the letter F so that it can air out by the time I get there.
Which one of those did you kill?
A or
Okay.
B. The first small glass. All
Okay.
right.
And then
So-
Aiden says, "Man, you guys need some Foursquare in your lives." Yeah, man,
Foursquare.
Foursquare rum.
Ah,
Oh.
yeah, just not a. Other than Captain Morgan, I've never really experienced much rum.
I'm not getting as much Texas on this as I
Yeah.
thought. This one comes across as kind of crafty. I'm getting grainy stuff, so
I
it
think
doesn't come across as terribly well aged.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
for it because I'm not getting a lot on the nose. It could be pot still.
Okay.
Youthy, small distillery located in North Houston.
If that's a pot still or a Texas, it's
Less
Definitely.
less bad.
yeah, it's muted that the funk. I'm not getting the funk that I don't. It's less bad.
It's not. It drinks more like a young type whiskey,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I don't know. Like, there's nothing offensive about it.
It's very sweet. It's sweet enough
Yep.
that I feel like that could be a bourbon.
It's almost like a corn whiskey, but he said it's not. So
not getting a huge proof bite on that.
yeah, it's
Then
80.
again, these are going to get harder and harder to tell the proof the more you go because your palate starts to get a little warm. And
I think
is
that's
true.
80 proof.
Okay.
I think it's technically a bourbon, like
Okay.
a 2-year bourbon kind of thing.
yeah, I think it's
Alright.
young, whatever it is.
80
Okay.
proof, small distillery. Maybe it's Balcones or one of those, but
And finished or not finished? What do we think?
not finished. Not horrible, to be honest. It's decent.
Yeah.
It just needs a little bit more age, but it's fine. Like, it's not off-putting or anything.
Okay.
I'm
And,
getting more of a proof bite than you are on that. I think that's in like maybe a 94 proof or
Oh
something.
wow, yeah.
Okay.
It's very smooth.
And what do you go in category wise, Ben?
I think that could be a youthy bourbon. I agree with Greg on that.
Okay.
I don't think it's finished.
All right, and not finished as well. Interesting. I gotta say, you guys are gonna love the results. I'm telling you that. Let me run through a little bit of chat here before we. Chat's actually been pretty.
This is when we
active.
lose all of our subscribers. Like these guys have no idea what they're talking about.
No idea what they're doing. They're totally
well, you know
blind, and it shows.
I would say that I think people don't much care because I'm also historically terrible at blinds. So
Me
anyone
too.
that's ever seen me do a blind knows that I usually just bomb. So yeah, it's fine. I think the main thing that people are looking for, and I think you guys probably agree, is that if you can suggest something that's actually good, if you're just reviewing that thing, you know, I don't know.
I will.
Blinds are fun, but I don't know how much value they have outside of entertainment.
What's that? Can you hear us? Okay, hold on a second. Can we
Go to his and hit mute. The little
Sean, if you can hear us, your mic went haywire and it was making like a loud screeching feedback noise. Still doing it.
still doing it.
ABC. I'm going to pour a little bit more of C here.
I killed the C.
You got to save some for the blend.
Yep.
Well, Sean is working out his mic issue. Let me check again. Yeah, still doing it. It's probably a cord issue. You guys want to see my basement? Let's add this to the stream here, and we'll go full screen.
I got to kill the C bottle.
So
Which I
if you
didn't
guys
hate,
can still
actually.
hear, this is my current basement situation. It's the bar we normally film at. All the whiskey is out of there. I had to move that 12-foot bar that weighs a couple 100 pounds or a few 100 pounds. I don't know. So yeah, all that crap is all piled up. There's, used to be a bench and stuff in the corner. And then I had to take the fridge out, which is right there. And then, there's all my whiskey in totes. just all sitting in the movie theater room, along with all the bar furniture, the bench, the corner bench, the bar stools, everything. So, yeah, good stuff.
So we're going to be filming in other people's studios. Like next week, maybe we'll be in Sean's studio. If he's
who knows?
going to Florida, we'll just use his.
All right, are you back, Sean? Let's see. Unmute mic. Why isn't it letting me unmute it?
I think he's probably muted on his side.
Can't unmute your guest.
Yeah, he's got to unmute.
Their mic isn't connected.
Oh. He may have to drop and come back in.
Do you want to read some
hear us.
chat? Yeah, it says your mic's not connected. Let's maybe drop you off and then bring you back in, Sean.
This show's gonna be great when we do it live.
Let's see. I don't know how to
Ban the bottom one,
ban from studio. Well, can't we
just hit remove?
hit remove?
Yeah. Oh no, that didn't actually kill him.
Well, we're not trying to kill him, Sean. I think you have to hang up. There we go. And then he can probably come back in.
Yep. Give him a minute. To
Okay,
join.
why don't you check some chats?
All right.
in the
So
meantime.
what is
Riveting
Laura
content
saying
here.
Oh. So Laura's saying that Washington doesn't get the same rain as you guys. What's weird is, and I shouldn't say this, but I've lived across the street and I've never had this type of it. We both have basements, but
yeah, we both. I mean, structurally, our houses look the same from the outside,
Right.
different inside. But
yeah.
yeah, we got a terrible storm the night before that just went on for
It
hours.
was kind of a surprise.
Yeah, and then it was just off and on yesterday, but it was very, very heavy off and on, heavy and sudden. Plus, the ground's probably still very saturated with all the snow melt because we had tons of snow this winter. So then it tends to seep into the ground. This area is a lot of clay, so then it sticks there and it just pushes up against your foundation. So I have people coming to jackhammer holes in my basement floor tomorrow. Okay, we've got Sean back. Can you hear us?
Okay, so now, first off, is it still happening?
Nope, we're good. Back to normal.
I can't hear you guys for some reason.
Testing 1 2.
You can't hear us?
Hold up. Wait a second. Go talk now.
Hello.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
No. What the crap?
Can everybody else in the chat hear us right now?
So Aiden, yes, I saw your most recent email and I haven't responded yet.
Things are happening.
We can hear you.
Yeah,
Okay, but everybody else can hear us.
I don't know how that would have changed.
Did you change the audio input on your computer? I can hear both of you.
I'm going to pull
so
you guys up
everybody
on
can hear.
YouTube.
Yeah. We'll be delayed, but that's better than nothing.
Well, because we might be significantly delayed. Let me see here.
What in the hell? is
Hello,
going on?
internet. Yeah, that's too big of a delay.
Give me a second here, people.
I've got faith in Sean. I feel like he can do it. I wish I had the Stream Deck now, the soundboard, because we could put the intense game show music and just everybody. Let's make Sean
Jeopardy.
full
Yeah,
screen
final Jeopardy round.
and watch him as he attempts. We could do like the golf announcers, like Sean is making.
All right, so
big
we've done
steps
Okay,
into
I can hear you guys now. Do I
Okay.
sound okay?
You
Yes.
sound great. Yep.
Okay. Fantastic.
Damn it.
Hopefully nothing changes.
Okay, we're back at it. I was just gonna say, whatever C is, I like.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
If that's a Texas whiskey, you have officially sold me on one.
but it's
Okay.
it's youthful and I think low proof, but it's fine.
All right, let's go on to D. And
All right.
I am apprehensive about even drinking this.
So I'm
Okay.
getting like coffee notes.
I'm getting like cleaning supplies notes.
I honestly think it's like Bal Maria. I
It
honestly
does
do.
kind of come across as. It reminds me of the Bel Maria for sure.
Yeah.
I cannot
All
wait
right.
to reveal these. This is going to be so much fun.
God,
But
you're
I
gonna
said
be
it was a
humiliated.
rum, and I still feel that it is that kind of sugarcane molassesy kind of.
If this is something I've had before and liked, I am quitting the channel because this is extremely strong and aggressive on the nose, and it's very, very weak in proof on the palate.
So I feel it's rum.
Okay. So Greg is sticking
it's
with
like a
rum.
Yeah, 80 proof rum.
But it's like a spiced rum. Like I don't think it's Captain Morgan type spiced rum, but it's something like that. It's fine, but I don't love it.
Okay.
Like, I don't want another sip of it.
Fair.
Um,
Okay.
I was going to flip a coin on whether it's finished because, again, I don't know what rum tastes like.
Yeah, I don't care.
And maybe this isn't rum. Maybe that's some sort of weird.
Yeah.
That's weird though, because the nose is aggressive on this.
Yeah.
Now I do want to point out, guys, not that I'm saying this is what it is. I'm just saying, just throwing out additional information. There are plenty of bourbons and ryes both that are finished in rum cast these days.
I
That's
know,
true.
but that doesn't. I've had a couple of those, and whatever that is, it's off. I don't know what the hell that is, but that's
yeah,
weird.
I'm not loving this.
Okay. Hey, Jacob is dipping, but good to see you, man. Also, while you
Hey,
guys are figuring things out, go ahead, Greg.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm grateful to have it in the flight because it's interesting. If I had paid, let's say, $75 for a bottle of whatever this is, I'd be feeling disappointed at this point.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If somebody sold me that for $75 a bottle, I'm breaking a chair over someone's back. All right, so I'm gonna go. I think that's probably a rum. If there is
Okay.
a rum in the group, I've changed my mind on B. I think I did.
Again, there could be two rums, just saying, but continue.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 80 proof on that. I don't know, maybe it's just the ones beforehand, but I'm getting nothing for proof on that.
Yeah, I agree.
It's coming across very smooth.
Yep,
Okay.
And yeah, it just kind of has a
80 proof rum. I think maybe spiced rum, but I don't know if that's considered finished. But
yeah, and I wouldn't know what to say on finished on that. I'm gonna flip a coin. I've guess pick a hand.
well, I don't really care.
Heads is one, tails is two. Just pick one. Pick one of mine. You could have picked them. Heads. I'm gonna go. What did I say?
I
Is
wasn't
that
even listening.
unfinished. I don't know. I don't even think I. I don't think I. No, I don't even think I said it. I think I said heads. Heads is one, tails is two, but I didn't assign.
Which
I'm
means
gonna go-
nothing.
This is riveting, YouTube.
Let's go finished based solely on the color. How about
Yeah.
that?
It is dark.
All right, I like it.
Very dark.
All right.
Okay, let's move
Moving on to E.
I spent way too much time on that D.
Man, this is
Oh my.
single malt.
Where's the button?
This is single malt.
Okay, so while you guys are figuring that out, let me just say, Ryan Frank saying, sound check wise, things are good.
Thank you.
Brothers in Bond saying, haha, thanks to I don't know what. Also, Aiden says everything is Bel Maria.
Yeah, Aiden's a Texas whiskey aficionado, I think. Nah,
And,
he probably could be.
Also, Bourbon School saying, "Hey guys, just popped in to say hi and cheers." Cheers to you, Brian.
Dude, you should have joined us out in California. We're having a great time.
Yeah, we're
visiting
having a
Bobby,
great time at Bobby's house, although he's not here. He's
which
off
is the
at
best
work.
part.
You know what I do like is that Bobby's the background wall is right here, and you can kind of get a little like a nice little lean here
Instead of
this-
your shelves.
Yeah, on this wooden, good stuff.
You know, on the
Um,
upside, you know, you have an axe available when you wouldn't want to destroy D later. So
Yeah. All right. This one, I can't remember what I said on this.
I'm definitely
nose.
getting like the apple kind of single malt kind of notes.
I'm getting a
Okay.
bit of that too, but this is the one that I said on the nose. This is the one where I was like trying to think of something, and I all of a sudden started getting every note that I was thinking of. Power of suggestioning myself.
So both of you said single malt on the nose, just for what it's
Yep.
worth.
I'm still there. It feels like I'm getting a little bit of flavor, like a finished, but it's not very aggressive. It's a lighter flavor if it's finished in something. It's almost like a single malt finished in a rum cask.
The reason that I'm going single malt on this one, I'm not getting as much of the kind of apple and pear notes that you and I tend to get on single malts off of this,
Mhm.
but it's reminding me of a single malt that I've had before.
Okay. So you're sticking with single malt then, even on the palate?
I'm going to stick with it. I'm sure I'm completely wrong. I'm going to blame it on that freaking D. That's what she said. They're just. the
I'm
writing
telling
was
you, man.
Proof.
I think it's 80 proof. Even though it's got a little bit of a kick, I still think it's low proof.
I'm going to go 86 proof.
Yeah.
Six.
It's
And I
coming.
will go finished on this.
Remember, I just want to just in case you're like playing the odds here. Remember, within 10 points is 1 point. Within 5 points is 2, and if you nail the proof, it's worth 3. So this is a competition. So just want to throw that out
Okay.
there one more time.
I'm going 86.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stick with 80.
Okay. And Ben, what did you have finished or not finished? I'm sorry.
I'm going to say finished because I'm getting so many other notes aside from the single malty thing. There's something in here reminding me of a single malt I've had, but a very
Okay.
finished one. And so I'm blaming all those confusing notes on a possible barrel finish.
And Greg, what are you saying? Finished or not finished?
I think it's finished, but now I don't know what to say. Maybe like it's almost like a rum cask finish.
Or even a bourbon cask finish, because there are certain, I'm getting some
Oh, yeah.
bourbon-y vibes from it.
Yeah, it's not a bad guess. I think it's finished.
And you're also sticking with single malt.
Single malt, 80 proof. Could be bourbon finished.
Okay. All right, guys, on to the F.
On to the F.
All right. This one's a little bit. Oh, there's almost a. And maybe this is just because I feel strongly that this is a. Hold on. I felt I got a little smoke on there for a second.
So real quick, let me just run through a little bit of chat here. So Never Slammered says to Ben, never say I'm quitting the channel. When you are doing a blind flight, we all get whiskeys wrong. When you taste them blind. So I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, it's blinds are weird, man.
I knew someday I'd be humiliated on the internet. I just didn't think that this is how it was going to go down.
I don't even think of it as humiliating, man. Like blinds are it's a fun thing to do.
Yeah, they are a lot of fun. Like if you watch Matt Madness, I mean, most people don't get, most people confuse a rye with a single malt somehow. Now, if you put them, if you know there's a rye, a single malt, a bourbon, and a corn whiskey, you probably pick out which one's which because you know the.
Yeah, you eliminate them.
Yeah.
But yeah, blinds are very, very interesting.
So I'm fairly confident this is a pot stilled Texas whiskey. It has the flavor of being in a super high heat type rickhouse.
Okay.
That's a peated single malt of some sort.
But then there's also a peat note. And I've heard reference, and I don't know any details, that sometimes in Texas whiskey they actually use peat, and I don't understand how.
Oh, you mean like this guy?
What's that one?
Balcones.
Oh, it says peated right there.
Peated
Balcones
single malt.
peated. Now, Sean.
Also within arm's reach, there's also this guy.
All right, we got to compare the color because I think it just goes
Does that
down.
say Reverend Oak? What does that say?
Revenant Oak. Yeah. So
Okay.
one is high proof, one is low proof, but they're both American single malts and they're both peated, and they're both from
I
Texas.
will say this. I like this.
So
I'm enjoying this one a lot.
So
Now, that
I will
said,
say this.
I'm not saying that's what any of these are. I'm just saying
For sure.
to your
Sure.
point that those things do exist.
So I will say that it has a lot of pleasant notes, like driving through Texas. There's a lot of pleasant things about it, but ultimately it's still Texas.
Um,
I don't
I
know how
haven't
to take that, but
And before I offend anybody with my Texas jokes, I was born in Texas, so it's okay. I'm allowed to
you go.
make fun of
Fair.
Texas.
fair.
Lubbock, Texas, if you're wondering.
I'm having an interesting experience with this one because it's one of those ones, and we've had this in some of our reviews we've done. The nose I'm finding is completely different than the palate on this
Yes,
one.
I would kind of agree.
The nose is a little confusing.
Mhm.
It definitely comes across as single malty. There seems like there's some peat in there,
Mhm.
but it's not an overly aggressive peat.
I don't think it's very high proof either. I think it's kind of low proof, peated, single maltish kind of thing.
Yeah,
Just real quick, guys, let me burn through a little bit of chat here. So
a
Jonathan
little
Rowe
pot stilly as well.
Yeah.
said, I've made it. So he's here and he's saying cheers. Jonathan Rowe.
JT is in the house.
JT.
Also, Aiden says, Texas whiskey can lick my. I can't read the rest of that.
Yeah.
God, Aiden's all about the licking and the eating tonight.
Also, Baker's Drink
My
says,
man's in the mood.
Baker's Drink says, blame it on the D. And then OG Bricks says, the D always gets you, indeed. And then Bourbon School had to sign out. He said it's been a long day. All right.
See ya, Brian.
So, guesses, guys. What do we got on F?
I'm going, that's a peated single malt of some sort.
I think it's
Okay.
low proof. I agree. Peated single malt. I think it's actually a pot still from Texas, 80-ish proof. You know what? I bet they're weird. They did 84 proof.
It reminds me of Johnny Black a little bit, to be honest.
No.
So 84
No?
proof
No.
final answer there on
Yeah.
and
Pot
finished or not finished there, Greg.
Well, the peating, I guess you would consider part of the process, not the finish.
Do you have
So-
some more of this so you can do the blind?
Yeah, so
Or the
I think
blend.
it's just peated. Like it's not finished that I notice.
You have enough to do the blend?
Go ahead. I'll let you have it. You
And
enjoyed
then
it more than I.
and then Ben, so you also are going single malt or Scotch?
Yeah, peated single malt of some sort. But very interesting. Like I said, the nose is completely different than the palate on this one.
Okay. And what is
Get
the
the
proof?
peat on the nose.
What's the proof point
that's-
you're gonna go
That's the part I'm having a hard time with.
with? Okay.
Now, this being the last out of 6, it's probably when you start having a hard time figuring out what proof it is.
Mm-hmm.
This could be 130 proof. I don't think I'd feel it.
It's almost like I did this intentionally.
Mhm.
You know, that'd be funny if he.
I don't know what to say about the proof on this because it's smooth in a way, but I'm getting a little bit of a bite, like a sting. And I feel like at this point, if this was low proof, it would be like water. So I'm
Okay.
just going to go let's go 100 proof just to be down the middle.
Okay. And
No science behind that one.
finished or not finished?
I'm going to go not finished.
Okay. All right, guys.
I've never had a finished peated single malt.
Well, that's what I was.
So-
Well,
And
I'm sure
assuming
they-
that's what that is.
They definitely exist, but
Yeah.
I think you guys are going to be really surprised by the results here. So,
that's
you-
fair.
Now I get that I'm kind of the Texas guy. That's kind of what I'm known for. So I get why you guys had a lot of guesses that were Texas.
I
But
think I only guessed Texas on one of them officially.
Yeah, I threw Texas in there a few times.
there's actually only one Texas thing in this whole blind.
All right,
okay.
Laura. Laura just said that she loves blind, so we're gonna have her
All right.
on the channel. See how she does.
I like this.
All right, so here we go.
I don't have the
Let's-
sound effects, but we can do the drum roll.
Yeah.
All
There
right,
we go.
let's
Yeah.
knock it out.
All
Then we
right.
have to get to the blend. And all right, so before we get there, have you ever blended these 6 whiskeys?
I have not, but you know what?
Do you think anybody in the history of the world has ever blended these 6 whiskeys?
There's no freaking way, because some of these would be very hard to get.
Oh, get some bangers in here.
No, I wouldn't say that. It's just because of the way that whiskey distribution works.
Okay.
You'll see once we reveal, you'll understand what I mean.
Okay.
So are you going to rattle it off like, here's what we guessed, here's what it actually is?
Yeah, so we're going to go through each one. So we'll start with A.
Okay.
So A, first off, Greg said it was 118 proof, a rye not finished. Ben said 110 proof rye not finished. What is it? It is an Elijah Craig barrel proof pick. This is the Escobar 2. So it is definitely a bourbon. The proof point is
Well,
100.
this has been fun.
The proof point, I gotta say, I thought for sure this thing would just destroy your palates, and you guys both took it like champs. So Greg had the highest proof point guess, but what this actually is 134.2.
What?
Yeah,
No way.
yeah, it's up there.
That's still, even knowing what it is, this still smells high rye to me.
Yeah.
I'm getting rye vibes of it, and I never get that from Elijah Craig. I'm sticking to my guns on this.
Yeah, like you're wrong, Sean. Whatever. All right, so Greg.
Yeah, now that I tasted it, tastes just like Elijah Craig barrel proof. Son of a bitch.
So the only thing that got points was you both said not finished. And so that's worth 1 point apiece on that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Greg, you were just a few proof points off from getting a point.
All right.
And of course,
I
not
was
rye.
even further off from getting a point.
Mhm.
I was not even in contention on that. That shocks me because that drink, higher proof, but I would never have guessed in a million years 100. What did you say? 30?
134.
134. And I thought when I cracked it, I thought the same thing. I was like, wow, this drink's way under its proof. Yeah, it's yeah, and it's a great pick. I love that bottle. All right, B, directly behind me here.
God, I don't even want to know anymore at this point. I don't even remember what I said for all these.
So you both, I believe, went single malt on this one initially. No, this is the one that. No, I'm sorry. Greg said single malt initially. You said rum. This is what it actually is. Still Austin rye. And so so Greg had guessed single malt on B. I said it is finished. Ben said rum not finished. Proof points, Greg said 93, Ben said 90. What it actually is a rye that is 99.6 proof. So you were both within 10. Greg was closer, but there's not a thing for closer. What do we think, audience? do we give an extra point for closer? I don't know. By the rules, you guys get the same amount of points.
Sure.
I say we're neck and neck, but that's just me because I was further off. So of course I'm going to.
That's
say
fine.
that.
I missed it by.
That actually makes me feel good because this one we both thought was very, very off profile. Didn't taste like a bourbon or a rye. It was weird, and it was Texas.
Actually,
so I feel good about that.
Yeah, and actually, Ben, I misspoke. So Greg said it was finished. It's not finished. And you said it's not. So actually, Ben got an extra point on that for saying not finished.
Oh.
So
All right. So you're going to win this thing.
So Ben is up by 1 point currently.
Okay. Did we each get a point for the proof?
Yeah, we were.
So you both got 1 point for the proof.
Within 10.
Although technically Greg was 3 proof points higher, but not within 5.
Yeah.
You're close. You were close, but not within 5.
It's the rules.
All right. Now next C. So Greg said
I don't remember what any of these were.
So Greg said 80 proof bourbon not finished, and Ben said 94 proof bourbon not finished.
Yeah, I actually like this one.
Yeah, I do as well. In fact, I killed a bottle on Livewire's stream on Sunday.
I missed it.
So here's what it actually is. It is a new riff malted rye 6-year, which was funny to me because both you guys said it tasted young. So new riff, maybe work on that. Uh, But-
So a malted rye. I wonder if the malted part makes that it gives it a different sort of profile. I would imagine it does. If
Oh,
you're
yeah,
bragging about it.
definitely does. Definitely does. Yeah, I
So
actually.
what did
love-
I say this one was?
So you said it was a 94 proof bourbon not finished, and then Greg said
Okay.
80 proof bourbon not finished. So both of you got a point for not finished, and then Ben, you were within 10 on proof point, so you got a point for that. But of course, not a bourbon, so no points there, and no points for Greg on the proof guess, unfortunately. So now Ben is
So
up
what was
by
the proof on this, and what did I guess?
I'm sorry. So the actual proof point is 100. It's bottle and bond.
Okay.
So 100 proof on that. Yes. So now Ben is up by 2. Greg. Hopefully you make a
All right.
comeback here. We will see. We'll see
right.
how it pans out.
I can't wait for you to reveal this D.
Okay. I bet that probably no one in this chat has had this. So here we go. This is a bottle I don't really show off a whole lot because it is a rum. So you guys both got that right, by the way.
You got that.
And actually, you both got the proof point right as well. So just for reference, this is not necessarily a cheap rum.
Is it a
but-
Bacardi 8-year?
No, it's there you go.
I
So
don't even know what that says.
Well,
we-
the computer's pretty far away, and you're only half the screen, so you're like this
Okay.
big.
So I will.
To
I
us,
will.
so I
try,
can't
I
read
will.
that.
I will try and read Spanish words. This is probably going to go.
Oh, that's
horribly.
why he held it up. He didn't want to try to read it.
Exactly. So it's Pampero anniversary. It's anniversary. In Spanish.
Anniversary in Spanish.
Yeah. It is an 80 proof rum, and so the
Oh, it
reason
smells
that
horrible.
I have this is we have some very good friends
again.
from Venezuela, and this is a Venezuelan rum. So it's a fun thing I like to share out occasionally in blinds, just because it just nobody ever knows what it is.
Sure.
But it's
I like
not-
that the one that I originally guessed was rum ended up being a Texas whiskey. Again, I feel good about that because it was so off profile. But yeah, once we got to this one, it's like, oh no, wait, that's the one that's weird. But I think I changed my mind on this one. I can't remember. But
Yeah. So
yeah,
our
this
friend-
has definitely got a strange flavor to it. And I don't know if that's normal for rum.
I don't know.
I would say, from my experience, it's quite normal for rum. There's
Okay.
an odd note that sugarcane tends to give a
Mhm.
liquor that is it's odd to me. It's not
It's
my favorite.
prominent.
It's a thing that I have to be in the mood for sure. Which
I
I'm
totally
not.
agree.
I'm not very often, as you can see by the fullness of the bottle, and that's with me sampling out some.
Yep. Totally agree.
Yeah, so I just it's always a fun thing to throw into a blind because no one ever really knows exactly what it is. Mainly because most of us don't drink a lot of rum. So I would say
Well,
a
and
rum.
then the other thing is it ruins your palate for the next two. Because then now
Exactly.
it's so off profile, like drinking a rum and then trying to go back in and guess what kind of whiskey you're drinking. Again, this is me just setting up my excuses. Bring it on.
Right. All right.
But I
so-
mean, I would imagine that is kind of a thing. You drink something completely different than kind of compare.
Yep.
What was the proof on this, Sean?
80.
So okay. So again, let's get to the points here. So you guys both nailed the proof. It is 80 proof. So both got a point. Actually, 3 points for that because you nailed the proof spot on. You both said rum, so point for that each. And then Ben, you said finish. It's not. So 0 there. And then Greg.
Loser.
Damn, my stupid flipping of a coin thing.
And then Greg, you said not finished, and that was correct. So point there. Yeah.
I
So
thought it was finishing like used Windex barrels or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, exactly. An 84
Oh.
Toyota Corolla.
I
Finished in an 84 Toyota Corolla. Hey, that'd be a great idea for a new whiskey. We'll find like some piece of shit
Rusted
junked
out.
out cars and just stick a barrel in the back seat in the
Oh,
junkyard and
no,
let it
not
sit
even
there
in a barrel.
in a tub. exposed.
Oh,
Just the
that's a
rust.
very
Alright,
that's a
anyway.
very specific note right there. Finished in a used Toyota Corolla.
You heard it here first on the bourbon note. All right, I think Sean
Uh,
was going to get to some chats. Let's see who's
all right.
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
Let me do that. So
Again,
99%
because we can't see the chats because of our setup because we're at Bobby's house. So
let's see here. Peter White saying
and
like
Bobby's
Sean.
monitor sucks.
Actually, Bobby has complained about that in the past, so that might be true.
Well, I totally get it now. I mean, I agree. It's terrible.
Well, he
So
beats
Peter,
the hell out of everything with that axe.
yeah, that might be part of the
It's
problem.
got to be industrial strength.
So Peter White saying, like Sean would have an 80 proofer in the bar. I have one. That's the only one, and that's why it's in the back of the barrel. To be fair, I don't reach for it very often. And then OG Brick saying noise on the rum there. Shred saying I drink Venezuelan rum all the time. There you go.
Oh,
Viking Bourbon just saying cheers, everybody. There we go. And then we say, and then OG Brick says pirates have their own flavor. Indeed. Indeed, they do. Maybe
I mean, you can kind of bend that hat into like a pirate hat if you put some flair on it,
Yeah.
right?
maybe they're finished and used pirates. Maybe that's what it's. Anyway.
I thought you were going to say use pirates hats, but you said used pirates.
Yes, like a a bloated carcass. Anyway.
In a barrel in the bloated carcass, or you just
just-
fill the carcass?
Come on, 2 more. We can get through it.
Yeah,
We can do
yeah,
it.
I don't know how far we want to go with this. So then Jonathan Rowe saying, is it like a funky banana bread type note?
No,
on the
No,
rum.
not at all. It's like a cleaning supplies
It's just
note.
the weird
On
sugar
the nose.
cane kind of flavor of sugar cane, which I don't know. Just it's sweet, but not too sweet. I don't know. Just something about sugar cane I don't love.
Yeah, I
And
didn't
then-
get much on the palate from that one.
And then Peter White saying that rum is likely dosed heavily, typical for Venezuelan rum.
Is that what that is? I was wondering because there's 3 Gregs next to me right now. I was wondering why. I was very confused.
Yeah, it is a different world down there for sure. And then OG Brick, it was finished in a semi-submersible cocaine sub.
I thought that's how they delivered them.
Yeah, I mean that's
Possible.
if you're gonna get some rum, it might as well be, right? It better be at that point, right?
Yeah, and then Shred loving the window washer tank of a Subaru Outback. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't really drink rum, Sean, just being a beehole. Fair enough. Finished with an old pirate peg leg. There you go. All right, so that's all the rum talk.
Oh, nice.
Now,
That's like
That-
a maker's private select. They insert a certain amount of pirate peg legs
Peg
into
leg,
the cask.
That's right.
all used. Pirate
Yeah,
peg.
they've got 10 different pirates, and however they behave in their lives, kind of.
Hey, everybody,
affects
welcome
that.
back to the pirate note.
All right,
All right.
let's get on to the
Yeah,
E.
shall we
E.
continue?
Let's get
with
off of
E?
the
Yeah.
D.
Yeah.
Indeed, that's also what she said. All
Oh,
right.
It's still Play-Doh / single malty.
Okay. So Greg sticking to his guns there. So again, Greg said 84 proof, single malt, and not finished. And Ben said 86 single malt and finished. What we got? Just standard old Corbin Cash rye here. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah. So it is actually 90 proof. So, Greg, you were so close to being within 5. You're 1 proof point off, buddy. But so 1
But
point.
not good enough.
But Ben was within 5, so he gets 2 points there. No points on single malt because it's a rye. Greg did say not finished, so point for that. And Ben, you said finished, so no point for that. So that round is a wash. You both got 2 points on that round.
That was the one I was most confused about.
It's weird.
That was the one that I was getting when I said I was getting all these different flavors, and I
totally
just
agree.
couldn't pinpoint it down. That's interesting. Now that you say that it's a rye, I can kind of see it,
Yeah.
but it's definitely different. It's good. I like it.
We just tried a Corbin Cash the other day, and it's weird even for ryes. Being a
Oh
California-
yeah, that Masters Distiller
yeah.
Select that Bobby said, that was one of the weirdest. Like I would, if you would have given me that blind, I think we said this in the review, I wouldn't have even guessed. I couldn't have guessed what it was. It was so different.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Well,
But that's cool. I like that.
Again, another one I love to throw in blinds because of what you guys were just saying. Corbin Cash is such a very distinct rye profile that it usually throws people off. So it makes it a lot of fun.
Totally agree.
I thought that was a single malt very influenced by some sort of cask finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bourbon, rye, rum.
It's definitely its
whatever.
own thing, without a doubt. All right. Now, the final one. I got to say, what was most surprising about this to me is that, now, granted, this is the 6th whiskey and all that stuff, is how
This
low
could
proof.
not possibly go well for us at this point.
No,
get-
not
If
at
he
all.
set it up like this is going to go terribly wrong for you and me.
Well, I was blown away by how low proof you guys thought this was. So let me
Well,
grab it.
but we thought that on the first one, apparently. So who knows? We're apparently just terrible at proof.
So here's what you guys said. So Greg said 84 proof, single malt, not finished. And then Ben, you went 100 proof, single malt, not finished. What it actually is barrel whiskey, American vatted malt. The proof point is 117.5. There you
No
go.
way.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it is a single malt.
Well, it's a blend of single malts. So, but
Okay.
that said, you guys still got it right, because there, like, I couldn't make a
But
blended.
blended malt. You didn't say that
Yeah.
there was blended malts in here. I would have gotten this right on the money if you'd said that there was blended malts.
Obviously, yeah.
I would
but no,
obviously guessed that.
but you both guessed single malt, so
Yeah, it's pretty
both-
obviously a single malt by
Yeah.
the flavor.
So both a point for that. And now on proof, no points, unfortunately, on proof, because you guys were Ben was
I noticed a
closest.
little bit higher proof, but it's 117 is shocking. Like
Yeah.
I could maybe go to 100, but 117 is shocking.
Yeah.
And again,
And if you remember, I said 100. Let's just go down the middle at 100 because I was
Yeah.
getting a little more of a bite on it, but I wouldn't have guessed 117 for sure.
yeah, and again, I threw this in there intentionally because I thought too that it drank under its proof point. So, it's always fun. And also I saved it for last, which even makes it drink less hot than it would if you were, say, drinking it first. All right.
But you
so-
put the 134 proofer at first. And that's the one I'm most surprised by of all of these.
Well, that's the only real bourbon on this list.
Yeah.
Everything else has been interesting.
Yes.
So
Yeah, and that's also like I said, I just thought it'd be fun to screw with you guys. Could you you
Well,
said
you
send you
succeeded.
guys said send you anything, and so I did.
all right.
That
Exciting.
said, though, I feel like I owe you guys some good samples. So I think I'm going to send you guys some more samples here shortly. But nonetheless, all right, so let's total up here. Do we have a winner?
Yeah,
So
you have a winner.
I don't think by much, though. I don't think by much. So as we get 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12 for Greg, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 12, 14, 16 for Ben. So Ben by 4 points. Pretty close, though.
You're amazing.
Yeah,
And
good,
you're-
good
Yeah,
stuff
not
for
by
you.
much.
And your victory, you get to drink this.
Yeah, so we have
Concoction.
blended this. We have done the Benny
know
Walker
what?
special here.
So I'm going to join you guys. I have an empty glass here. I've never done this, and since this is a crazy combination of stuff, let me get the rum back out.
Now, I didn't. Usually, we try to go equal parts everything. These were off by a little bit, and I'm not sure which one's which. But
Yeah.
I'm interested to go back and see these because I've already forgotten what you've told us all these were.
Yeah, I have no idea what anything
Yeah,
is.
so
I mean, the
I'm
Still
gonna,
Awesome was there, but I kind of forgot what I guessed as far
I'm
as
gonna-
what style of whiskey it is.
I'm going to pull them all back out on the table so we can. Let me get some equal
Okay.
parts of all. So again, A being the Pablo Escobar 2 and ECBP pick, which is an 8-year pick. By far
That's the
highest.
one that makes me want to quit the channel. The rest of them I'm fine with.
Yep, I agree.
So that's the highest proof one for sure.
So, for people that watch our channel a lot, you will know that Greg and I always say I'd like to see this at a higher proof because we tend to like really high proof stuff.
Yep.
So apparently 134 is not enough. We're like, that's 110.
It's
Boost that shit
hazmat
up
or
a little
nothing.
bit.
Hazmat or
Yeah.
nothing.
Exactly.
All right, getting a little bit of the vatted single malt in there. I got to say,
So
I feel
when
like
they say vatted single malt, what does that mean? Is there like a list on there of like what kind of
yeah.
blend that
Okay,
is? Because Barrel
so-
does a lot of blending.
So yeah, that's one of my favorite things about barrels. They're very transparent about what they're doing.
Yep, totally
Um,
agree.
So it's cast strength, a blend of American single malts, And this is, for those that want to know, bottled on June 25th, 2019, bottle 6,420, 117 proof. And it is a combination of single malts from these states: New York, Texas, Indiana, New Mexico, Washington, Arizona, and it just says U.S. So somebody did not want to be
Good
named.
Lord,
I guess.
they put a lot of effort in this one. It came across as a little bit peaty. I definitely got like a smoky note to it for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything on the back about peat, but there's so many states involved there that there very well could be some peat. And then also it says on the back, this is a combination of single malts that are between 1.5 and 8 years old. So
if you age, there's a reason they didn't age state that officially.
Yeah, exactly.
yes,
1.5.
Yeah, 1.5 does not sound good. All right.
Yeah, that's not a song, especially for barrel when they run $90 a bottle.
I really feel like this rum is going to take over flavor profile, but we'll see what happens.
I'm worried about that. I agree, and I'm worried about that.
Actually,
It does a little bit on the nose for me for the level of blend that I have, but I'm getting zebra cakes. We came up with this note on the last live stream.
Kind of like that lard, kind of like
lard. Well, you said waxy, and then like the
Waxy.
smell of like that artificial vanilla smell of like the frosting and the cake.
I just want to point out. So I'm only a third of the way, halfway through my blend here. That's a lot. I'm pouring way too heavy.
Yeah, you are definitely, because here's the thing. I mean, you can drain pour it if you want, I guess, but
I'd rather not.
you're gonna have someone's gonna have to drink that.
Me. I'm the person. All right. So here we go. The ryes are going in now. The Corbin Cash just went in. Now we got Still Austin. This is going to be I hope I enjoy this because I have a lot of it to drink. And lastly, the malted rye. And then we're going to, oh, wait, this one's not open. How did I do that?
Hopefully you went heavy on the Elijah Craig barrel proof.
I didn't.
Or private barrel.
Probably should have. But anyway, I'm curious, chat. I'm curious what chat kind of thought about things. Of course, it's easy to say now that you got them all right, but I'm just curious if anybody guessed any of the things based on the tasting notes you guys were getting. That's always fun.
Yeah, let's see what the folks in the chat are saying. They're like, man, I had this the whole time. Sure you did.
I was hoping somebody in chat would do the math on what the proof point is, because we've got to be at about 525 proof at this point.
Okay, yeah. So I could add it up for you real quick since I got all the bottles here.
No, it's okay.
Check out Chris Tats. So welcome, Chris. If you have Bourbon Baller Lee's Hazmat 141.6 ECBP, drinks nowhere near as hot as the 139.3 ECBP.
I didn't even know they sold Hazmat.
Top floor of the Rick House. So yeah,
yeah. I
he's currently making one of their next samples, Wolfie. That's awesome.
I actually do have that sample. It's right there. I can see it. And thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris, for that sample. All right. So I have a lot of what could be a good or bad blend there. We'll see in a second.
Well, here, before we get into this, because Wolfie brings up a good point. He says he's currently making one of their next samples. Sean blending all these together. What we should do when we do like a live like this, since we always blend stuff, after every blend, we should make a blended sample of that and do a giveaway. And somebody gets. We're not going to pour them out of our glasses, but we'll do like a, equal parts blend. Sure. And like a 1 ounce or 2 ounce.
Maybe
sample.
next time we'll remember that and then save a little bit.
Yeah,
and then,
or like even when we do them though, if we're doing like a review or something, we've got like 4 bourbons on the thing because we always do these samples and it's like these blends and it's like, well, nobody gets to experience these unless they have the exact same bourbons. So anyway, let's get into the taste here.
Yeah, I actually have so much in my glass I can't really properly spin it around.
Pour. Which one of those did you go super heavy on? Because you look like you went light on the last couple.
I think I poured like an ounce of each one. So also, for those that don't know, I don't use Glenn's. This is a Libby's glass, so they're bigger anyway. Yeah.
So you got a 4 ounce pour there?
Something like that.
That's the rest of the night kind of pour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be busy the rest of the day for sure. I think I've kind of rolled it around here. Maybe it's kind of blending. Anybody taking a sip yet?
No, not yet. I was going to say the rum does come through
doing,
bit,
so we'll let you go first.
But I'm getting zebra cake for sure.
The rum is definitely punching through on the nose.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, shall we, guys?
Brown sugar. Yeah, let's
do it. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Sample, Sean. It's actually not that bad.
No.
Still some noticeable pot still. The rum, the weird, like almost feeling on your tongue from the sugar cane
Yeah.
is noticeable.
But I almost feel like
Yes.
it adds a little bit in this regard.
But it adds some nice sweetness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it works better than by itself.
The bad parts of the rum have been tamped down. The good parts are
There you
showing
go.
up.
Yep.
What's interesting to me is that this Corbin Cash rye, because I'm so familiar with it, the notes of that are still showing through. Like I'm still getting them, even
It's a
though
very different whiskey.
yeah. Yeah, I was surprised that that's still showing because basically it's almost the lowest proof thing on the table. There's the only thing that's lower is the rum, and the rum and that are one of the two more dominant flavors in this blend, even though they're both low
Totally.
proof.
Yeah.
I kind of agree.
Yeah, that's weird because that is interesting that we both thought that was a single malt. I thought it was heavily finished or influenced or something like that, but
Yeah.
that definitely has unique flavors that I'm kind of getting on the palate of this one. I do like the fact that neither one of us like the Texas whiskey.
So
I feel good about that.
So you guys did
But-
not like the Still Austin Rye, huh? B.
That's the one that we initially thought was rum because it seems so off profile.
Yeah,
And
but
it came across as very youthy. We both said youthy. Is that a lower aged one?
No, so actually the one that you guys both kept
was
going
6
on
year.
about being youthy was the new riff, which was C.
that's right.
But
Yeah.
I remember I thought that the one that I thought was a rum was youthy because it tasted like that one that my friend made.
Yeah, no, you did
the
guess
ages were
rum. Yes, you did guess
terribly
rum
long.
on Still Austin. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of youthy and grainy.
Interesting. Yeah, I'd be curious. Of course, I can always send you guys more, but I'd be curious to see what you guys think of it on its own, not in a blind.
Sure. That could be totally different. I will give you this. It didn't smell or taste like distilled trash or like filth and garbage,
Good
like
to
distilled
know.
into whiskey form. You know, it didn't taste like that, but it was, we both were like, that's off profile. Something's off about this. Something's wrong with this.
Right.
To the point that we didn't even think it was whiskey.
I gotta
Yeah,
say,
one
I'm surprised that the ECBP just almost disappears in this. Like I'm not
Nothing.
finding those notes there at all.
Maybe some barrel spice.
That's
Yeah.
the one I'm most shocked by because I've never gotten rye vibes off an ECBP before. And both of us, like you guessed first, but I was right there with you. My
Lots of
initial
vanilla.
thought,
Lots of
yeah,
vanilla.
there was so much vanilla on there. And that's usually like with bourbons. One of the things that we tend to have very, very much in common is obviously the caramel note in a bourbon is kind of, everybody gets that. Caramel, brown sugar, whatever.
Yep.
But with ryes, we tend to get a lot of vanilla
Mhm.
along with that kind of rye spice.
Totally.
And I felt there was a little bit of spice on that one, and maybe that was the proof.
Mhm.
But the vanilla was so prominent that it kind of leaned me into that. This must be a rye because the sweetness that's coming through is
Yeah,
vanilla.
that's exactly what my thought process was.
Almost a little bit of like that metallic vanilla note.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, I would say my take on this blend, and I tried to go equal parts, is it comes across to me as a high proof rye that's finished in rum casks. Like that's because the rum is still so prominent, even though it's only 80
Yep.
proof, and and
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah.
I think that's a good assessment.
But this is a better blend than 6 individual whiskeys or whatever they are.
Okay.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, this one works actually. This is a good blend.
So I'm just curious, and I meant to ask this before we revealed, but what was the favorite? Like, try and not knowing what they were. What was your favorite when you were going through the tasting?
I really liked, and this is off profile for me because I'm not the hugest single malt fan, but I actually really liked F because it came across as a single malt. It definitely had the malted barley profile.
Yeah.
But it was extremely well balanced, and I got a little bit of that smoke. That's why I said it's kind of like it reminded me a little bit of Johnny Black because it had just a little bit of smoke, but it wasn't overwhelming.
Yeah.
But it didn't have any of the medicinal notes from like an Islay Scotch. So it just kind of came across as a nicely like well balanced. And I thought that was nice. That was probably my favorite just because it was different than all the other ones.
Yeah.
And it was a flavor profile that I am normally not hugely into, but really enjoyed tonight.
So, I mean, a lot of you guys know I'm pretty big into Scotch. I mean, not nearly as big as bourbon or rye, but I mean, I do enjoy it, and I'm really getting into American single malts. And so, this is one of my most recent purchases. And as you can see, I'm about halfway through already. So I am enjoying it, to say the least. Yeah. So
That's definitely one where, like, I normally we've kind of talked in some of our reviews. We'll have like a Scotch or a peated Scotch or something like that. It's like, I like this, but I don't want another one.
Yeah.
That came across as something I could sit and have a couple pours of.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. Like, I like it. Like, there were none of these I thought were bad, but I'm trying to remember.
The rum or the Texas as much.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm just not a single malt guy as much as I thought I was. Because while I like them, I don't love them. You know,
but
in
I
the same
feel
way.
like you've got your wheelhouse within single malts that you end up liking.
I guess.
You know.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that's kind of the same with bourbon or rye
Sure,
or whatever. You know, they don't all land. You know.
Yeah.
And Greg, what would you say, without the knowledge of knowing what they are, when you were going through, what would you say your favorite was?
I've totally forgotten which one's which now. Like, I know I liked the first one, even though I thought it was a rye.
Mm-hmm.
The second one I thought was weird. Third one, the only one that really stood out is, like, obviously I didn't care for, was the D.
That's fair.
That one was, and then F I thought was pot stilled, which I tend not to like. I felt that was pretty obviously pot stilled.
And to be fair,
And
there
so-
could be some pot stilled single malts in here. I don't know. It doesn't say.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Yeah. So
Which one was E again? That was the Corbin Cash.
yeah, that was a Corbin Cash, just standard Merced rye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one,
I will say this, since we both kind of immediately guessed rye on the ECBP, that was the one that came across as the most, like, common, like, oh, I recognize this. Now, we recognized it in the wrong fashion.
Yeah.
But that one, I would say, came across as the most normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, yeah. To your point, though, guys, I will say, and that's kind of why I like that pick. So I got to try that at the store. And for anyone that is in the Nicholasville / Lexington area, if you're ever in Kentucky, pop by Happy Hour Liquors. They're amazing. They have literally like 100 picks, and they're very good about sharing samples. And so I got to try that before I bought it, which is always great. Very few stores allow you to do that around here. So finding one that does is always awesome. And so I got to try it before I buy it. And I like a lot of punch on the back end. And so that's usually what I associate with rye, kind of that little bit of bite on the back. And that has
spice.
that. Yeah, a little spice. And that has that. And so I really enjoy it. So I can see how you could confuse that with a rye because of that little bite on the back end. Yeah.
We're gonna have to try that one again. Both of us,
Okay.
I think, are gonna have
Sure.
to try that one again.
Okay.
I'm surprised we got rye off of an ECBP because, like I said, we've never had that before. But I'm very shocked at how off we were on the proof. That, especially being the first, that's my first whiskey of the day.
Me too.
And apparently 134 was just not enough for either
It
one.
was
of
not
us.
enough to
Need to
notice.
step it up, ECBPs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
All right.
cool.
Well, we've gone about an hour and a half here, so I think we're gonna probably wrap it up. If you notice, I'm doing a lot of leaning against Bobby's wall here, and then back. It's because my back is so freaking shot from today. I moved all that furniture literally by myself,
Yeah, man.
and then went out and did all the landscaping in the back to get ready for this grad party. So I am a hurting unit tonight.
I'd say, man. Yeah, floods are never fun. So yeah.
Yeah, so I got people coming tomorrow to hopefully dig another trench in the basement. And, when my wife and I decided to put that rollback vinyl flooring down there, we did that because we had water issues before and we'd had it fixed. But we're like, let's not spend a lot of money. Let's just get something that's easy to install.
Yep.
And that way, if something goes wrong, and I'm so happy we did that. 'Cause I'm
Nice.
so glad we didn't have to rip vinyl floor out or,
Yeah.
porcelain or
yeah,
anything like that.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, hey, Sean, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I'll contact you at some point. We'll come up with a bottle or two that we can
Yeah, totally.
donate to the raffle. We'd be happy to participate in that. And then we'll let you know what it is. And whoever, bids on it and wins it, we'll just send it from our place to them, on behalf of your situation.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, guys. And again, I mean, thank you to everybody. So many people have donated bottles or just donated money, and Like I just like it's been a crazy week, but like in the best ways. Like you guys, love you. I love all of you. Like this community,
it's great.
Freaking amazing.
The community is great. And like I said, I hadn't even heard of like what your raffle was about. I must have missed if you talked about it on a live stream. I've missed your last couple of lives because I've had stuff going on Friday. The weather just got nice here. So the Friday nights have been a little bit busy going out and actually being social again, getting out into the world again. Because we've been homebodies in Minnesota for months and months on end now. So, but yeah, like I said, hopefully I'll be done doing all my prep work for the grad party. That'll be a perfect time to just sit back and enjoy. And like I said, I'll contact you this week. We'll let you know what kind of bottles we can throw your way.
Awesome. And if nothing else, I mean, just always good to see you guys in the live. So yeah, either way.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, everybody who joined us in the chat, thank you very much. I see there's a few.
It's probably people going crazy.
Where was your pal, Greg? What? Bobby said, I can't really see with that on the thing.
That's what he said. I'm also not sure what he's talking about. Of course, we're a few minutes behind, not many. Your pal Greg. I don't know.
Well, we can just ask him. He's in the next room.
That's true. Yeah, just pop in the living room there and ask Bobby what
I think he's home from work now. We're in his garage. So we can just go ask Bobby. Sure. Thanks again to Bobby for letting us use his
totally. Thanks so much for the
his studio here.
Space.
Before we go, let's see here.
Oh yeah, that's true. So Shred is pointing out something. We have not had a single axe chop the whole stream. It feels out of place. So
okay. Well, Bobby's table is particularly unstable tonight.
Right. Gotcha.
I mean, we can kind of pretend we can, Wait a minute. Hold on. What just happened?
It's not going to work.
What just happened? Oh, hold on.
Did you?
Son of a...
I love it.
You guys weren't supposed to see this. Wait. What happened?
This is what it really is like around here.
I thought you did it on purpose, which makes it hilarious that you didn't. Okay.
No, I did. It was funny because as soon as you asked for the axe chop, like, hold on, watch this. This is the behind the scenes, folks.
That's right.
No.
Spoiler alert, we didn't actually fly to San Francisco today to drive to Bobby's house in an undisclosed town to do this video, but we did find out that the green screen works pretty well for
totally. It was completely believable.
Yeah, we moved it from the downstairs bar to the upstairs spare bedroom that doesn't have anything in it. So
I mean, if I'm honest, guys, I was surprised how seamlessly it fit in. Like it almost looked if you when you guys weren't moving, it looked like you were there.
It did do pretty well.
Yeah,
we've got some other options here. You could just go bricks.
There you
What's
go.
This one? I can't even.
Some sort of weird
somebody's
table
house. Let's just go back to Bobby's place.
All right.
All right. Let's end this on a good note. We're back in California at Bobby's place.
Oh yeah.
So all right. Well, cheers, everybody. Everybody had a great night. Join us again. Hopefully next week. Like I said, I've got people coming to work on the basement.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen?
But the next couple reviews, like we've got 2 in the bag already filmed. But if this doesn't get resolved, we may be doing a virtual background for the next couple of reviews as well, so bear with us on that.
Yep.
But we'll get it taken care of, and we'll be back for the live next week.
All right.
Until next time, see you next time, these people.
All right, everybody. This has been the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
Thank you, Sean. I'm Ben.
Thanks for
cheers, everybody.
Sean. Until next time. See you next time.